Hey, what's up guys? I'm Ryan from ExtremeTerrain, and today I'm here with the RedRock 4x4 stubby front bumper with Stinger LED lights and winch mount fitting your 2018 and up Wrangler JL. This is going to be for the off-roading enthusiast that's looking to upgrade their front bumper for a stronger and more functional winch-compatible bumper with some built-in LED lighting. This is perfect for the Jeeper that is looking for some more clearance and capability out of the front end of their JL. This is a great stubby Stinger bolt-on to add to your JL, and it comes at a very affordable price tag. This bumper is made from heavy-duty steel, coming in at just around 88 pounds, and it has an aggressive black powder coating that's going to give you that off-road styling, and it's going to protect your investment from the elements. The built-in LED lighting will really come in handy for those nighttime trail rides, and this Stinger will give you peace of mind when you're going down those steep declines. Now, this comes as a complete kit with everything needed to install, and it reuses the factory mounting holes in the frame rail, so there's no drilling or modification required. You do need to wire up some lights, however, that's all very straightforward, and I'll show you how to do that in the install. This is one of your most affordable options on the site and one of the best looking in my opinion. At just around $450, this is a great option to go with as it comes with a great 3-year warranty, and it even has great reviews from happy customers. As far as install goes, I'm going to give this 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter since you can install this in about 2 hours using basic hand tools. Now with that being said, let's hop into the install. To begin this installation, we'll first need to remove our factory bumper. We're actually going to start underneath with our splash shield. So we're going to have a series of push pins all along this front side of this splash shield. There's going to be 8 of them, and all you do is just pull the center up, and that'll allow them to be removed. So we're going to use a flathead screwdriver to just pry up on the middle, and we'll pull those out. Okay, so after you get all those push pins out, you're going to have 2 screws, one on both sides. You're going to use an 8mm socket to remove those, and then the shield will come off. So next we're going to remove this metal guard under there since we now have access to the bolts. There's going to be 2 bolts, and we're going to use a 16mm wrench to get those out. Once you get those bolts out, we're just going to push up and take this thing off. So next we're going to take this plastic end cap off. Now this is not something that you need to take off to remove this bumper. However, to allow you to see a little bit better exactly what I'm doing, I'm going to go ahead and remove this. I'm going to use a 7mm socket to remove the bolts out of this. So next we're going to disconnect our fog light harness. So we're going to go right here at the frame rail. We're just going to press in on this tab, and then we can pull our plug out. After that, we're going to use an 18mm socket to remove the nuts off the back of our bumper. You're going to have 2 on the outside and 2 on the inside for both frame rails. So the last thing that we need to do before we remove this front bumper is we have 2 push pins in the top of our frame rail that's holding this on. We're going to use a flathead screwdriver to pull those out, and we'll be able to remove the bumper. So one of the nice things about this bumper is it has built-in LED lights. However, there still is some assembly required, so we're going to start with our D-rings here, and then we'll install our stinger. So we're just going to unscrew this pin out of here. We're going to go ahead and put that over there, and then just reinstall the pin. So next we're going to install our stinger, so we're going to tilt our bumper forward. That way we have access to underneath. Then we'll install our stinger. Now our stinger is going to face out away from the bumper, and we're going to use the hardware provided. So the first thing we're going to do is lay this thing up here. So we're going to use these bolts with an Allen head in them. We're going to place those down through, and then on the bottom we'll get a flat washer, a lock washer, and a nut. Then we'll do the same thing for the other side. So we're going to drop a bolt down, flat washer, lock washer, and nut. So after you get all that hardware in, we're going to center this the best we can. Then we're going to use an 8mm Allen for the bolt head and an 18mm wrench for the nut. So with our stock bumper uninstalled and our new RedRock bumper fully assembled, we're just about ready to install it. But before we do that, I want to take a moment to go over what this is made of, what it's going to do for you, and how it compares to your stock bumper. Now the stock bumper is mainly plastic. Aesthetically, it's not bad looking, however, there's not much strength and there's not much protection. If you're looking for some more clearance and a lot stronger upgrade, you'll want to go with something like this. This bumper is made from heavy-duty steel, so it's already a lot stronger than your plastic bumper, and it's going to handle all of that trail abuse that you encounter. It has a very aggressive black powder coating that is going to provide corrosion resistant, and it's going to also give you that aggressive off-road styling that you may be looking for. Another nice thing about this bumper is it has built-in recessed LED lighting. Now when removing our stock bumper, we are getting rid of our factory fog lights. However, this bumper comes with fog lights. These fog lights are pre-installed, and not only are they pre-installed, they're very bright and they're recessed. So they're going to help you be seen, and they're also going to help you see on those dark trails. This bumper comes with welded D-ring mounts and D-rings, which are going to act as a great recovery point, and it has a built-in winch plate that will allow you to run a variety of winches up to 12,000 pounds. Now this bumper also comes with a stinger. This stinger is not only going to give you that classic off-roader look, but it's going to really come in handy. Not only is it going to protect your grille and front end from any brush that you may encounter on the trails, but actually the original purpose of the stingers was to keep your Jeep from tipping while you're going down very steep declines. This stinger is made from steel plating and 2-inch tubing, and it's also powder coated black, so it's going to stay corrosion resistant, and it's also going to be very strong and hold up to anything that you may encounter in those trails. This bumper is a stubby bumper, so if you are an avid off-roader such as myself, it's really going to come in handy because it's going to give you more ground clearance, and it's also going to clear out those areas in front of the wheels. This is going to give you better approach angles for when you're trying to drive that wheel up a rock or some other obstacle, and it's not going to block you like the stock bumper. This bumper is a very easy install, and RedRock gives you all the hardware needed to install it. We do have to wire up our lights, but this is pretty straightforward. So let's get this thing installed and show you what it looks like on the Jeep. So the next thing that we're gonna do before we get this bumper installed, since these wires just have bare ends on them, we're gonna need to connect them to each other, and we'll have to tap into our factory harness. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I have a length of wire, red and black. I'm gonna attach these to one of our lights, and then we'll go over and we'll splice them into the other ones. So the first wire I'm gonna do our positive wire. Now this red wire is gonna attach to our red wire on our light, and I'm gonna use blue butt connectors. These are also heat shrink butt connectors, so they're gonna create a waterproof seal. So I'm just gonna slide that into the end, make sure that that wire feeds all the way in there, and crimp that down. Then we'll attach that . So same thing, gonna crimp our butt connector on, making sure that it's nice and tight in there, and we'll connect it to our light. Then I'm gonna take this length of wire, I'm gonna feed it through the bumper and over to our other light. We're going to strip the ends. Do the same thing for our positive wire. So those sections that we cut off, we're going to strip those, and we're going to attach these to the end of these butt connectors. So we're going to strip the ends of these wires, and we're going to attach little connectors to the ends of these. So what we're doing for this is we're using male and female connectors so we can tap into our harness, and that way we'll be able to plug and unplug these if we ever want to remove the bumper. So we'll get this last end on, and then you can just go around. You can use a hair dryer or a lighter or anything just to shrink these. That'll make them watertight. At this point in time, we're ready to install your bumper. You may want to grab a friend. So on the back side, we're going to go ahead and install a flat washer, a lock washer, and a nut for each stud. Once you have all of your hardware in, we're going to go around and tighten everything up with a 16mm socket. So since we're wiring these new fog lights to our factory fog light harness, you'll need to tap into the wires. So we used our black wire for our negative and this white wire with an orange trace for our positive. We cut the wire in half and we installed a butt connector, and we just added a wire with a terminal on the end. So we're gonna drag our harness over here and we're just gonna plug our lights in. Then you can zip tie all this excess up to your bumper. So that's gonna wrap up my review and install. For more videos like this, check us out at ExtremeTerrain.com.